Why do so many people give up on Forex trading?
Great question. I think it's twofold. It's if you look at the person internally, I think our culture these days is, a friend of mine, an American guy, uses the phrase, it's like a microwave culture. Is this, you can buy a book and in minutes you've got it on your phone. I think subconsciously we are very used to getting what we want very quickly, and Forex takes hard work, and I think. And it's also, externally, it's marketed as not so much as it used to be. I can remember when I first started out, everyone was marketing the get rich quick scheme. There's still people out there doing it, but there's less of it. So I think if you combine the fact that internally we are used to getting things very quickly, and externally the fact that there's this idea you can have a 90% win rate, or come and trade our strategy, it wins 90% of the time, or you can be making money very quickly. And then thirdly, the fact that you can place a trade, so the rank amateur can come along, sit next to me, he can press buy with no skill, I can press sell because the strategy suggests sell, I lose, he makes money. So he's sitting there thinking, well, hang on a minute, this guy here, what does he know? I've just over-leveraged without realising it and risked 50% of my account. I've just had a 3-to-1 winning trade. I've practically doubled my money. So that those three factors, I think, influence. And then when it goes against them, people suddenly realise how little control they have. And I think that's what scares people. So they go, oh, and with the way the world is, you could turn around and go, well, I'll go and do property, or I'll go and set up a business, or it's very easy to look at another avenue. And I think if people looked at this more as they would look going to university, not that you don't necessarily, you can make money quicker than 3 years. I have students that get consistent within 6 to 9 months, but even if they get consistent 6 to 9 months, they will have a spell where that consistency will drop for a bit. So I think that's the thing. I think it's an internal and external.
That would be a really interesting course, right? A university degree in trading.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, there are training companies out there that are promoting the way that they do things more so that way. So I say to people, I always get asked, how long will it take for me to get successful? And I say, well, it's a question I can't answer. And first you've got to define what success means to you. If you're saying to me, I've got £1,000 and I want to be a full-time trader, well, you want to be looking 5 years, 10 years out from where you are. But if you've got £100,000 and you're looking to make 1% a month, then you're going to probably get to success more quickly than the other person. So, but I do say to people, treat it, learn the skill, because once you've got the skill, it's more about then the money's less important. And to become a successful trader, you have to focus on the money, but you have to focus on the money less. So if I sit and think, all I think about is how much money I'm going to make today, I'm less likely to be successful than if I think about, is my strategy setting up? Can I trade that strategy? So
it's interesting talking to you, because it sounds to me like you almost enjoy just as much the financial reward as you do when seeing that your strategies play out. Like that, does that give you an equal buzz when you're just like, I knew that this was the way to do it, rather than there's my cash?
It's fun. That's a really, really great observation, because for me, I have to be money motivated. I am money motivated. I like nice things. And my partner likes nice things, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But if I purely traded for the money, then I would be getting in and out of trades based on whether there was £1,000 profit today as opposed to 500. So for me, I like the fact that I have to become less money focused. I have to have the motivation to trade for money. I'm not doing this for fun, but I like the fact that there's almost a polar opposite in that I have to become less focused on the money to be successful. And I've developed a curiosity for trading and a passion for it. But on the same breath, there are people that are interested in trading and passionate about it, but actually need to be a little bit more money focused, because they're doing it too much for the love and the intrigue and the curiosity factor, and are not hard results enough. So everybody's different.
How do you prevent winning trades turning into losing trades?
Great question. I don't have that objective when I set out on a trade. So for me, I'm either going to what's called leg out of a trade, so scale out of a position. So maybe you have 2 or 3 targets. I may potentially scale into a position. The most complex I'll get is when I'm scaling in and scaling out on an individual trade. That doesn't happen too often. So for me, I've tested different ways of managing my stop. So the old adage is get your stop to break even because then the trade can't lose. Well, that's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is if you have 7 break-even trades on the trot that all would have been 2-to-1 winners, then you have outright losers, you're actually in a worse position. So I try and not look at it from the point of view of having, making my trade a winner. My trade will be a winner if it hits my target or I'm able to manage my stop and it comes back and hits my stop. So the way I'll optimize is to test. So I have a strategy where if a certain percentage of my target is reached, I can move my stop up 50%. If I can see the overall higher time frames that there's more opportunity on that market, when it reaches 2-to-1, rather than get out of the trade, I will move my stop to break even. So that's, I think, the closest I would get to actually doing that.